Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Abby Pratt. I work on the marketing team here at Sellpoints, and we're excited today to bring you connecting shoppers to your retail channels via PLA. Today, I'm going to introduce Leslie and Samit. They're going to walk you through the presentation, but if at any point throughout the presentation you have questions, there is a question panel on the right-hand side under GoToMeeting. So feel free to type your questions in there, and we'll go through at the end and answer all of those questions. So without further ado, I'll pass things over.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending the webinar today. My name is Sambit Bhattrai, and I'm the Director of Paid Media here at Sellpoints. Today, we'll be talking about product listing ads in Google and how we can help brands sell more on retailers. And today, we have joining from Google is Leslie Wright.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leslie, and I'm an Agency Development Manager at Google. I've been with Google a little bit over a year now, and I work very, very closely with some of our top agencies to help them stay on the cutting edge with new products.
Thank you, Leslie. So today in this webinar, basically, we're going to give a quick intro of what Sellpoints is all about. And then we're going to talk about Google's agency partnership. And Leslie is going to help us highlight some of the advantages of that and how we can really help brands. We're going to talk about what is Google PLA, walk through a quick video there, and then we're going to dive into Sellpoint's PLA program overview, what's the hypothesis and test results, and how it's a win-win for all the parties involved. At the end of the presentation, we'll open up for question and answers, and we'll go from there. So moving on, so Sellpoints is a leading provider of e-commerce channel solutions, dedicating to help brands and retailers orchestrate sales online. We've been in business for about 15 years, providing content syndication and multiple other digital marketing services to brands and retailers. We have a network of 200 retail partners that we work with, and then also we're #3 rich media content provider to the Internet Retailer Top 500. Behind the scenes, we're also a technology company. We have a DI, do your own platform that makes it very easy to serve up relevant digital marketing content and engaging content at the point of sale on a retail site. So not only we help retail sell more, we also help brands get into that retail and have better conversions. So Sellpoints is a really unique digital marketing agency that not only provides the services, but also has SaaS solution to help brands sell more on retailers. So talking about what is Google's agency partnership program, Leslie is gonna give us some highlights there. Leslie?
Yes, thank you so much. So Sellpoints is a part of a very unique program that we have here at Google, which is really the top level of support that we provide to our agencies. We work with agencies of all different shapes and sizes, but we've identified a number of agencies as kind of our premier agencies to which we offer a different level of support. So what this program means and what the support means is that what we can do is we can help them to better understand performance. We can provide them with benchmark data for the clients they're working with. They also get access to enhanced tools. So they have access to beta products before most other agencies, and many end clients receive access to those products, which means that their end clients can utilize those products. They also have advanced access to new tools and platforms as we roll them out. And lastly, we also are able to provide them with industry insights. So we have a lot of really wonderful data here at Google, and what we're able to do is to provide some of that data directly to Sellpoints to help them ensure that they understand how the industry is moving and that they're providing the best service possible to their end clients. So what does this mean for you or really for anybody who's working directly with Sellpoints? Not only do you have their dedicated team of amazing account managers, but you also have a dedicated team here at Google who's going to be kind of the second set of eyes to help you to manage and optimize your PLAs and the rest of your accounts on Google. You also would get access to cutting edge products. So anytime that we roll out a new beta product that isn't yet available to the general marketplace, you would receive access to that beta product so you could test it and see if that works for you. And lastly, one of our main objectives is really to help Sellpoints grow, but to really do that through helping their end clients grow. So we want to work with you to develop a deep understanding of your goals and your objectives, and to ensure that together with Sellpoints, we're meeting and exceeding those goals and objectives.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
Now we're going to watch a quick video of Google PLA. What is PLA? And
think of Google Shopping as your little matchmaker. Say you sell a set of these, or some of those, or a pair of these. Someone out there is searching for what you're selling, and Google Shopping helps them find you. It gets your products on Google, other sites, and in front of mobile shoppers. Just upload your inventory in the Merchant Center, create a shopping campaign in AdWords, and there you go. Your products are online in a format that shows shoppers you've got exactly what they're looking for. And you only pay when someone clicks through to your site. So Google Shopping can help you get big results on a smaller budget. Reaching customers who love your products as much as you do is a win-win. And that's exactly what Google Shopping helps you do.
So thank you for watching that video. Now we can clearly understand, how Google Shopping ads or Google product listing ads help drive traffic and sales to your website through the search engine pages. So when you search something on Google, basically only two things can happen. Either you're going to get an organic listing, which is SEO, that you can see on the blue box here at the bottom left corner, or you're going to see an ad that's paid, right? The ads that you see on red boxes are the regular or traditional search ads, which are driven and triggered by keywords. You basically bid on keywords to deliver your ads based on the search query, and Google will decide what ads to display based on your quality score or the relevancy of the ad for that search query. The Google quickly realized that those text ads were working really good, but it was not really catering to the e-commerce side of things. And that's when the Google Shopping ads or product listing ads or PLA was introduced. And it was a huge success again. You can clearly see that on the top left corner in the black box is the Google Shopping ads, where you see the picture of what you're going to buy, the quick headline or text, and then the price and who is selling it. It makes it very easy for people to understand and click on the ad that resonates with them. And the idea is that when you go to the landing page, it exactly serves the ad that you're seeing. And Google has done a really good job of making the right controls are in place so that the ads are not deceiving in any way, and it will go to the product page that it talks about. Hence, the Google ads are really powerful on the e-commerce side of things. When you're trying to sell something through a website, Google PLA ads work really well. So how is Sellpoints using that PLA program that Google has to help brands sell more on specific retailers to be more effective and increase sales? Basically, Sellpoint sits in between the brands and retailers, helping brands advertise through PLA program on Google and then send that traffic directly to that product page on a retailer's website. So it's one product that we're advertising, it's one retailer that you're sending traffic to, and it's one search engine or search program offered by Google, right? Google constitutes 67% of the total search market, and not being present or not having a prominent presence on Google search pages is a lost business for you, right? So the whole idea of this PLA program is that when we can connect the brands to a specific retailer, the brand affinity and reputation help both retailers and brands come out as more stronger than ever before, so that the chances of somebody clicking on it becomes a lot higher, right? Not only that, the product listing ads have a very good placement on the search results page. In a regular text ad, if you think about fifth position, right, it really means nothing. It's a dead ad, if you will, right? But on the PLA, even the fifth position means you still are on the top of the page. You are just fifth in that row, right? The visibility of those ads are very prominent, even at a lower placement, if you will. What that really means is that you're still getting a good real estate for a lower cost, right? So that's why it's very powerful. So it was one thing to talk about the promise that this program has in what the brand affinity and combined partnership of brand and retailer does. But it was something else to actually test the program and see the results, right? When we ran the test, we saw 200% better click-through rate with a 5:1 return on ad spend on an average for the products and categories that we tested with for this program. That's where the promise is, to have the increased brand awareness and increased sales. One thing that I want to highlight here is in this program, you don't pay for impression because it still leverages the cost per click bidding model that Google leverages or uses. So anytime your ads are shown but nobody clicks on it, you're not paying for it. And that brand visibility or brand awareness that comes with that basically comes free for you in this program. So what are the program advantages and what's in it for brands, right? If you really think about it, number one is it ensures your presence on Google search engine results pages. Given that Google is 67% of the search engine market, not having presence there means it's a lost business, right? If somebody else is going to win that business or take away that business from you. So this program helps you do that. The second thing is send PLA ads directly to retailers' product description pages. And what that really means is that on PLAs, behind the scenes, you cannot really connect or send traffic to somebody else's website. A brand might be able to run their own PLA ads and then send that traffic to their own website, but are the brands as powerful as these big name retailers like Costco, Walmart, Newegg, or what have you? The whole premise of this program lies in the fact that these retailers come with a very powerful brand affinity and brand perception that people associate themselves with, and that trust factor for the conversion that's going to help us not only to click the ads, but also actually convert on the other side. The third thing is better ad performance. And because of that, what we saw is that when somebody sees a certain brand alongside Walmart's name or Costco's name or what have you, when they click on it, the chances of somebody clicking on that goes much higher than a regular brand that nobody has really heard about. Even if it's a popular brand, just that affinity along with a retailer in the same ad just adds that extra dimension or perception that this is a really good product, and people click on it at a higher propensity. And the last is the beat out the competition. Basically, like I said before, that if you are not present on Google, somebody else is, and that means it's a lost business for you. You want to win that real estate. You want to win that opportunity when somebody's looking for your product and services to sell through Google. You just cannot miss out on that. And with all that, as we talked about, it helps with the increased brand awareness and the incremental sales that you might have lost otherwise. And you can quickly see that it really hurts not to have a solid presence on Google, because Google really wins a lot of market share. Be in the driver's seat, right? Why do PLA with Sellpoints? Like I said before, anyone can come and say, like, we can do our own PLA ads, but you cannot send traffic to these big retailers like we can. And we also have, really good in-house expertise where we understand how these PLAs work, and we can optimize the feeds in such a way that Google actually picks up on that. One example that I want to show here is the Apple MacBook 12. We all know that Apple is a very strong brand, and they are very, very careful about how their brand perception and how it's perceived and how people find it and all that, right? But we all know that. Even for a brand like that, look at the ads that you see on the right-hand side, right? It's by multiple retailers in different images for the same product, different text lines and things like that. If you can own and control the look and feel of the ad, the price point, and also have your name out there so that you can sell it yourself, wouldn't that be more powerful? Wouldn't that be the right way to go about it? And that's what this program will really help you with. Right? So the secure spot on the limited space that we have on the search engine landing pages on Google, because of the high competition, control your presence. So if you are number one, like in this ad, if Apple was number one, then it would have more prominence on this versus the B&H photo that's listed there right now. Beat out the competition. So think about this. So if you're Apple and if you're not in one of these ads here, then somebody else is taking away that business from you, even though it's your product and people came in looking for a specific model that you sell, right? So you can understand how important that is. And again, all that will help you increase brand awareness and sales. So it was only an hypothesis when we said that with the brand affinity, we're going to get better click-throughs and better conversions. But we had to prove that idea to all the parties involved and make a program out of it to say that we had to test the campaign. And we tested the campaign with 4 PLA products in different categories to understand and determine the opportunity, and then also the implementation logistics for the program. I want to highlight the implementation logistics here because it's a very sophisticated process on the behind the scenes, how we have connected that pipeline to be able to advertise ads on behalf of Google, on behalf of brands with Google, and then send traffic to the retailers. And then Google obviously has worked with us, and thank you, Leslie and team, for working with us in this program. But the end result is that we're able to do that today. And when we tested the program, we saw some interesting and promising results. One example that I want to talk about is we tested, one of the products that we tested was a Brother multifunction 8810DW printer. Before we started, we had no presence for that specific retailer on the Google search pages, but within 2 days' time, we're number one for that specific printer, as you can see on the right-hand side, for that specific model number. But not only that, even for a category search, some like Brother MFC printer, we're number 2. So going from 0 to number 1 and number 2 positions at a broader set of keywords, that's something that every business would like to see. And the cost and conversions, we're going to talk about that here. So from the cost perspective, cost per click perspective, it's going to be very relative and different based on what product that is, how competitive the landscape is, what kind of search volume you have, and all those things. But with the 4 products that we tested, we came out a little bit lower on the industry average as CPC than the similar PLA products. And there was, anyone can do that really, but as a marketing agency. But what we really did well was we saw 200% better click-through rate than the industry average of 2% for those products. Not only that, we actually saw a return of 5:1 return on ad spend for those products that we tested. As we all know, it's one thing to have no presence on Google search results page. Then we take it and then give you the presence or impression share, if you will, for your product and services on the number 1 search engine. After that, it's one thing to have impression. It's something else to have somebody actually click on it, right? Like, and with that brand affinity, we think that the click-through is going to be much higher. And then even when somebody clicks on it and goes to a landing page, it's something else to convert, right? So the promise here, or the power here, is that with that brand affinity, we're going to give you impression and clicks. And when they go to the landing page, these top retailers in the country spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on CRO and conversion optimization processes and how to make the site and website better so that the conversion becomes better. You can actually leverage that through this program. So, from getting impression and clicks to actually having somebody convert through the site, I'm very comfortable giving my credit card to Walmart versus any other brand that I didn't know before, right? So that also adds the trust factor, which is also very helpful in conversion cycle and processes also. So it's a win-win for all the parties involved. You know, from brand's perspective, it's a high-performing campaign on Google product listing ads. It is increased brand awareness and sales. You know, and it's test a new channel or potential incremental sales. And the use cases might be as simple as, you know, if you're launching a product, because this is a one product, you know, you can only you advertise one product at a time. So you can use this program when you're launching a new product through a retailer, or you are phasing out an older product in lieu of introducing a new product or what have you. Launching an integrated campaign that is either offline or online through other channels like paid search or email blast or what have you. Any promotions that are going on, you can supplement that with this ads. Staying ahead of the competition, you know, you just want to make sure that you have more real estate and presence on Google so that you rule out the other competition that might come about. You know, this is an interesting program as well. And last but not the least is clearing the excess inventory. So if you have extra inventory of certain items that you want to get rid of, this might be a good way to push that through and get rid of them. From a retailer's perspective, it's incremental traffic to their website for no additional cost to them. It's increased sales on their channels. So, you know, they make that on the back end. For Sellpoints, you know, obviously, our mission is to help brands and retailers in the same spirit. So opportunity to help brands sell more on retailers and increase revenue for us. You know, that's what the promise is for this program. So all in all, you know, this is a win-win for all the parties involved. So the program enrollment is very simple and it's very flexible. And the reason I say it's flexible is because there's no yearly contract. There's no commitment of, you know, I need to do 5 products or 10 products. You can start with 1 product. You can start small, test out the idea, test out the concept. Not every channel, not every product is created equal. So just because it worked for that 4 products, you know, it may not necessarily work for you to spend, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you can start small and test it out. And if it really proves to be a successful, you know, channel for you, then you can put more money to it, and we'll be right behind you, helping you orchestrate those sales. So pay for performance. In this program, you only pay when somebody clicks on the ad. So the impressions and the brand awareness come free. Right? There is no contract. Test it at 1 SKU and continue with the program if and only if the program works for you. The process to sign up is pretty easy. You decide on the product or SKU that you want to start the program with, and, you know, work with us to determine the retailer and the product. The initial program cost is about $5K minimum to start. And we can talk details when we talk offline for your specific use case of how to orchestrate it on the budgeting side of things. But the minimum is $5K. And then Sellpoints will manage the programs to hit your goals that you have and work with you through the program, throughout the program. Last, get results. You know, we can do a bi-weekly reporting to discuss the program performance, and then also continue to run the program, stop it, or be aggressive based on the business objectives and the competitive landscape for that specific product on Google search. So we have a few links here. This is an extension of our webinar that we did a couple of months ago. So here's a link to that. Here's some links to Google Shopping Knowledge Base and what a Google Shopping ad is. You know, thank you, Leslie, for being part of this presentation, and now we're open for questions.
Thanks, Amit. It looks like we did have a couple questions come through, so we can go through those quickly. The first question we have is, what is the difference between this program that you'd run through Sellpoints and someone just running a PLA program on their own?
The main difference, that's a great question, by the way. The main difference is that the knowledge that we have in-house, so the expertise that we have in-house to run the PLA program in the most profound way or the best way possible, and working with Google's team, as Leslie mentioned before, to leverage their talents as well is one thing, right? That's the most important thing. The other thing is, you cannot really, or one cannot point your ads to somebody else's website. So you cannot run ad and point it to Walmart or Target. But Sellpoints, with the partnerships that we have with specific retailers, we can do that. And then we think that because of that brand affinity of that big retailer name in the same ad with your brand, the chances of somebody clicking on it is going to be much higher. And then also because of all the investment that they have made on the conversion rate optimization cycle of the sales funnel cycle on their side, it's going to help your brand sell more through that channel anyway. So, so we think that there's a better propensity and better chances of being a successful campaign if managed through here, if you're selling in one of those retailers. But if you can hit the same numbers that we talked about doing it on your own, good for you. Continue doing that.
Another question we have, it looks like someone's curious, who else is doing something like this with retailers? Is there anyone else in the industry that's kind of running a program like this or done a pilot test like this?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there is any third party sitting in between brands and retailers and connecting the dots. That's our expertise. That's the relationship that we have with brands and retailers, and that's why we can do this. It's not a very easy, value proposition or negotiations to have with these big retailers to have access to their product feeds and inventory, and then they run the programs because there is a risk of brand reputation on their side and things like that. There's a big trust component that comes into play, and we have proven ourselves over the years that we stand by their promise, and because of that we're able to pull this off. Retailers themselves do some PLAs, but that's them doing what works for them, not really focusing on what brands wants to sell, right? They will sell what will sell versus what you want to sell. So that's the main difference.
Awesome. It looks like we had a couple similar questions, so I'll try to group this together, but a couple people saying that they don't actually sell through retail channels. They only sell directly through their own site. So they're wondering if Sellpoints offers any sort of other services or services to help them because they're a little bit of a different use case.
Absolutely. In my team actually manages both. We function like a normal marketing agency where we actually run digital marketing campaigns on our clients' behalf, not specifically through retail channels, but just sending traffic to them and working with them as an extended team to do their paid advertising and manage it for them. We can absolutely do that. Please contact us offline and we can take it from there.
Perfect. And then a couple people asking if we're going to send the presentation out after the webinar. We will send that out, so you'll check for an email from us. We'll send the recording out, so you can feel free to rewatch. And if you have any questions, you can follow up with the contact information on this last slide as well, so you can reach out directly to Samit or Leslie if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you so much for hosting today, Samit and Leslie. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.